My name is Sean Clark, and I'll be sharing information on social media and parenting in the digital age. The purpose of today's presentation is to empower you by providing resources and information around social media. Social media now replaces or has altered many of the things we used to do, such as reading, watching TV and movies, playing video games, and having face-to-face conversations. Before we dive into social media, let's take a closer look at the findings. In the past, we have spent time researching exactly what social media is. The definition we settled on is social media refers to any digital platform, system, website, or app that enables people to create or share content and connect with each other. So why are we using social media? Social media is a way for teenagers to stay in touch with their friends. Teens have always stayed connected with peers long before the invention of social media by gathering together at bus stops or at local parks or by chatting on the phone. Now they have a different platform to do so. It's an important part of socializing in the modern world. The main reasons teenagers are using social media include talking to friends, joining in on group conversations, learning about current events and content, meeting new people, not having anything to do, or feeling bored and feeling like they might miss out if they aren't always up to date on what their peers are doing. Additionally, being socially connected is very important for the psychological development of our children, and in this day and age, the online environment is often where they turn. By connecting with others through social media, our children may develop better social skills, feel less isolated, learn about new culture and societal ideas and issues, bond with their friends, have fun, showcase their ideas, be better equipped to be active citizens in this society, develop real-world skills to help them become more independent thinkers, and learn about world events and current affairs outside of their home environment. Not everything around social media is negative, and there are many pros that come along with using social media as there are cons. To mention a few, connecting with families and friends, easier to find news and information as well as meeting others with similar interests. These are all wonderful things that are part of social media. Conversely, we hear concerns related to social media and cyberbullying, how it harms relationships, the lack of personal contact, and finally how it creates unrealistic or inflated views of others' lives. We need to be mindful of all of these and understand how social media affects and influences our children. According to the Pew Research Center, 95% of our teens have smartphones or access to one. Our own observations and discussions with middle and high school parents in the past confirm this information. Also, we found that 45% of teens say they're online at a near constant basis. These numbers go beyond just social media usage and include time spent on any online activity such as gaming, streaming video, or any other online activity. To protect our kids, we have the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, also referred to as COPPA. This was enacted in 1998 to protect children under 13 from having their personal information collected without the consent of a parent or guardian. Over the years, it has gone through revisions to reflect the way children are accessing the internet, including the increased use of mobile devices and social networking. Due to COPPA, many social networking sites require participants to be 13 years or older. Despite the law, however, 7.5 million children under 13 have joined Facebook. Facebook officials estimate that they actively remove about 20,000 children under the age of 13 from their site daily. The bottom line is that for students under 13, parental permission is required to share their online information. So where do teens go and what type of social media is out there? We have broken this down into 5 areas: texting apps, photo and video sharing, also called microblogging, secret apps, live streaming video apps, and meeting or dating apps. You may be familiar with some that are listed on this page, and some of these may no longer be relevant as new companies constantly come and go within the social media platforms. According to the research we have done, YouTube, Instagram, and Snapchat are among the most popular online platforms. The numbers are constantly changing as new products are introduced and teens move from one platform to the next. It is important to note that the research here is about 2 years old, and therefore you don't see some of the apps that you might be familiar with, such as TikTok. As apps constantly change and evolve, I would recommend you check out the site Common Sense Media. A quick Google search will help you find it. This has wonderful resources that help parents and students understand various types of media beyond just social media, and it breaks it down to the essential information. It compiles reviews from other students and parents on apps, movies, games, books, websites, and provides information and talking points to engage your kids about social media and the risks that are associated with it. If you ever have any questions about social media, this is the place to start. A big concern around social media is the cyberbullying that takes place within the platforms. As we can see here, 59% of U.S. teens have been bullied or harassed online. When talking with our students, this number appears to be a bit higher than when we might see them reporting out. There are signs to watch out for if you feel your child is being cyberbullied or if you think your child may be cyberbullying others. What we say in general is if a child acts in a way that is inconsistent with their usual behavior when using their devices, find out why. Have conversations and see what they're doing. We're going to dig into some of the forms of cyberbullying, including the one called covert aggressions. A covert aggression is a behavior that seeks to harm a person by damaging the reputation or manipulating their relationships online. The first covert aggression we're going to talk about is subtweeting. Subtweeting refers to when someone tweets about someone without using the app mention, and the app mention is a way of specifically calling someone out in a post. In this example, this tweet talks about someone else through Twitter without saying their name. Everyone reading the tweet would know who they're referring to. Another covert aggression we'll talk about is sins of omission. Sins of omission is intentionally removing a friend from either a post or a photo or a video. Here, in this picture, you see everyone having fun, laughing, looking like they're having a good time, but if you look, you'll see 3 out of the 4 people are intentionally tagged, leaving one of the people out. This can also happen if everyone is at a party and posting images while that one friend is sitting at home alone and not involved, but seeing everyone else through their social media posts. Another covert aggression is fake accounts. Students will create a fake account to mask who they are. The fake account is then used to make inappropriate and rude comments and target an individual or group. The final covert aggression we'll talk about is exposing. Exposing means using social media to get back at someone by posting inappropriate pictures. Obviously, this can cause a lot of pain and damage. The majority of teens say parents warn them against strangers and posting inappropriate pictures. Once that picture leaves your device, you're at the mercy of others and what they choose to do with that image. With all of these acts of covert aggressions, we need to pay close attention to our kids, and we need to monitor what they're doing and when they're doing it. As I mentioned before, if something doesn't seem right, you need to talk with them and figure out what's going on. I do want to call out our EIN policy. This policy can be found in our technology department website. Within this policy, it provides professional standards and it gets at the appropriate use of online resources while at school. We spell out what is allowed within the school network and help to ensure students can be focusing on learning rather than outside distractions. Within our school environment, we look to the code of conduct to guide us in determining outcomes of inappropriate use of social media. Off-campus actions can result in discipline on campus. We look through the various points mentioned in this page to help us understand the impact it may have to our school environment. Ultimately, we want our kids to feel safe, and we want to provide an environment that allows them to reach their full potential. So what can you do as a parent or guardian or as an educator for our kids? Setting clear boundaries and keeping the technology in plain view is helpful. Have ongoing communication between you and your team or your students. Ask the questions. What's going on? Why have you been so busy on your phone or your computer today? Check the social networking sites for age guidelines and terms of conditions. That Common Sense site I talked about earlier is a great place for a lot of this information. Be a role model and connect with your kids. Be proactive and educate your teens about the risks of online behavior and how to avoid them. Tell your kids that if they have something that makes them feel uncomfortable, they need to talk to an adult or someone they can trust. Teach your kids how to block someone, and most importantly, reassure the child that you will not deny them access to the internet or device if they report feeling uncomfortable or unsafe when online. This is a real concern for many children and will stop them from communicating with you openly. These next 2 slides have resources for parents, guardians, and for your kids. You'll find a hard copy of these resources located within the Technology Department's website. From here, you'll be able to download this and click on each individual link accessing a number of different resources. One I would particularly pay attention to is the media plan from the AAP. Here you can set up and customize a plan identifying how much screen time you should actually have for your kids. Thank you for your time today and for watching this video.